The first thing that I'm going to clean is the balance wheel and hairspring and balance cock. And I'm going to use a chemical called One Dip, which is made for this purpose for watchmakers. It's a chemical that evaporates very quickly, so we just dip it in for a second, take it back out, and let it air dry. And I've got it covered up now. I've poured this into a 8-ounce mason jar. It's a short jar with a wide mouth lid, which makes it easy to put the parts in and out. And I'm keeping it covered because this stuff is quite toxic. You don't want to breathe it for very long. And it also smells quite bad. So let's go ahead and uncover it. Drop our parts in, swish it around a little bit. It only needs to be in there a second or two. Pick it back up. Ooh, the balance wheel's floating on the surface of it, and the surface tension isn't letting it release, so we're going to have to try to pick up the balance and balance cock at the same time. There we go. And we just take it over here, and we're going to drop it onto a piece of watchmaker's paper to let it dry, and that's all there is to it. After it finished drying, I transferred it back to the parts tray for storage until I'm ready to reassemble the watch. Now, ideally, I would have separated the balance wheel and hairspring from the balance cock and cleaned them separately. I didn't do that in this case because the hairsprings on these watches, on these older watches, are very, very delicate, and getting the hairspring separated from the hairspring stud on the balance cock is difficult to do without damaging it. And so I felt that it was probably better for me to just leave them together in this case because of the difficulty of getting the hairspring off and back on without damaging it. The only other thing that needs to be done to this now is before I reassemble it, I'm going to have to peg the jewel hole in the balance cock. And that's something we have to do to all the jewels on the watch, and we'll show that in a later video. That cleans out the jewel hole before we re-lubricate it and reassemble it.